Taurus, how you doing? Welcome to your energy tarot reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 17th to the 23rd of March. Obviously, we're going through that lunar eclipse as well, which is going to be changing the rhythms enormously. We went into it from messages from the energy this week. And there's, we've also got the equinox, and then we got the solar eclipse as well. So there's a big change coming up, and what it is all about is finding your rhythm in life. If you're looking at the elements, and we're going to be looking at them later on in the reading, the elements that's coming through the prana at the moment, there is earth energy, there's water energy, there's fire energy, and there's air energy, there's everything. And this is where I think this whole change of rhythm is happening, which we went into the messages from energy. So let's just see how it plays out in your reading. And what we're going to be looking at later on is the elements and seeing how which elements good combinations, which may be a little bit more sort of tricky for you. Okay, so without further ado though, let's just bring up what the messages are from your reading this week. And the general energy this week here, there seems to be a bit of a mission for you. A bit of a healing as well on the relationship side, where you want to bring balance back into your life in regards to relationships, in regards to emotions and so forth. That's what it seems like. On the financial side, it's having your finger on the pulse and going after it. Yeah, look at that. You get the Ace of Cups. There is a lot. I think you're getting in touch with your heart this week. Taurus, and it's helping you to get back into rhythm of life. And we've been talking about it over the last 2 or 3 weeks with you, of the work play ethic and getting that back into balance. I think the general energy is really helping you out here. It's helping you to see the lighter side of life, also on your financial side as much as on your relationship side, and not driving yourself so hard, because you do that, Taurus. You drive yourself. You're really hard on yourself sometimes. And I think this is where you're learning to be a little bit more gentle with yourself and gentle with the life around you. And that's what brings back balance and harmony within everything. Let's just see what's going on within the relationship side. The relationship side as well is just like, because you're feeling it coming through you in the general energy, it makes you realize the direction that you should be taking, and you're feeling it. So you've got that finger on that pulse. 10 of Pentacles. You're learning about putting forward the ultimate rewards out of life because of the engagement that you give it. So the experience you want to experience is the plenitude of family life. Look, on that card there's the whole family, there's the dog, there's the whole shooting match. It's not just financial rewards, it's also emotional rewards for you. Really good stuff going on. In your synchronicities with the outside world, that's where you're getting the balance coming into, and that's what you got to pay attention to. Yeah, look at that. You get the High Priestess being very intuitive, being very sensitive to what is going on around you is going to help you. It's going to help you to open doors a lot easier in regards to connections and emotional connections with people. And you've got to feel that. You've got to play it. There's something from the past that you need healing from. Here we go. We get the Four of Wands. This is all to do with marriage, relationships, or good friendships. And maybe it's a case here that because you've been working hard, really hard over the past year, you might have lost contact with certain relationships around you. And maybe it's a case here of building that back up, of reconnecting with people and rediscovering that joy that you have with those people. As long as there is joy, obviously. I think that's where you get the healing. I think you're building bridges with people. That's what it feels like. In your future self here, your future self is, you're getting the idea of family relationships and stuff like that. It's getting under your nails a bit. It's really getting close to the bone. You're really feeling it, but it's also you using that determination that you have within you in order to get the good results. You're really pushing forward. As much as the more you push forward, the more you enjoy it. Yeah, look at that. I think you have your finger on the pulse here. I think you have your control over the wheel of fortune of what you create in your life. It's down to you. It's how much you put in is how much you get back, sort of scenario here. And I think you're grasping that, like that person there. That person there has got that, they got the hand on that tambourine, as it were. And, you have that control over your own future if you so desire. How should you engage in this week? There's a lot of things. I think it ties into this 10 of Pentacles here. There's a lot of things going on. I think you need to be involved in a lot of different things. It's not just emotional. It's also physical. It's also mental. There's a lot of things that you need to be engaged with. Yeah, you get the Queen of Wands. That's reflecting that Ace of Cups and that 10 of Pentacles. Because look at her base. Look at the base of the Queen of Wands. She's got all of these sort of like candles that are there, but she's concentrating on one candle in particular at the moment. But it doesn't mean that those candles are not there anymore. They're always there, and it's concentrating on one thing and another. And once you start doing that, with with your heart's desire at the front, I think you're going to get ultimately the abundance that you can get out of great relationships. It's good for you, Taurus, at the moment, but you've got to be engaged in it. You've really got to be engaged in it, and you've got to be creating it. You've got to be one of the driving forces behind it. And that's what's going to bring a bit of balance back into your life. Let's see what's going on the financial side. This is, I know you love working, and it might be a little bit, it might be a little bit painful to sort of like slow that side down, because I think you're having really good success. What I think you need to do here is a case here of playing smarter rather than harder. That's what it generally feels like on that sort of side. And on the karmic path here, yeah, I think you need to explore or push further the career path, the business or the projects. You do have to explore that. That's within but it's how do you explore it? How much, playing smarter, not working smarter, not harder. That's what I'm trying to get at here. 10 of Cups. Yeah, as I said, I think this is what comes from there as well. Look at that. Ultimate beauty going on there, really. That's your two karmic paths and the energy that's flowing through you. It's really good for you. You get the 10 of Cups here. Happiness after difficulty. As I said, I think the difficulty could be working smarter rather than harder, because you like to work hard. That's the thing. Synchronicities around you. That's going to bring balances back into your life. You get the Fool there. There is a bit of a leap of faith. I think the leap of faith is tied into your personal side of life, your relationship side of life, and getting that work-play balance into it. And you have to believe in systems that work for you rather than having to do everything in order to get the results. You put it out. You subcontract. And you've got to have a belief in the people that you're subcontracting to get the good results. And that's what you're going to get from the past. Yeah, from the past, you know how to work it. This is the ultimate card for success as far as I can tell. You know the steps you need to take in order to get towards that star card, to get to your results. You've already been doing this for a long time. As I said, I think you're on a great cycle of success for you at the moment. But now it's a case of working smarter rather than harder. And here is, in the future, there's something that comes into your life which brings that balance in. So it could be meeting someone, getting that job, your business, engaging in a subcontractor that actually works really, really well for you. And you get the 7 of Cups. This is a revelation according to emotions of what you're receiving out of life. You may think there's lots of choices, but actually, once you start looking at them honestly, you're going to realize that there's no real choices to be had in life. There's just an evident path to be following consistently. Once you start following that path, then it's going to become more and more evident for you. And how can the world help you? And I think this is what you've got to be looking at this week here, of how the world or connections or jobs or work colleagues or businesses can help you get to where to where you want to be. And yeah, I think you should be searching consistently to bringing that balance back into your life. You get the Knight of Cups. There is communication, there's offering that's going on here, and it's all to do with the Ten of Cups, this happiness after difficulty, really. What you're doing is you're offering, or you are being offered a situation, a contract, because you can just see that at the base there, on the picnic hamper, by the picnic hamper, sort of like a contract or some sort of communication. Whatever you do, you're getting something that is bringing harmony back to your life. And I think that's what you should be looking for when you're engaged in the world that is around you on your financial side. It's going to make things very clear and evident for you going forward. But working smarter, not harder, I think is really important. Let's just see what elements are helping and distracting for you at the moment. Let's just bring up your elements on the Astroflower. So you've got this earth, which is your fixed earth at the surface, and then you've got your fixed fire at your base. Your earth and fire sign. Capricorn is earth and water, for example. Multitudes of signs have two sort of elements within them. And earth tends to go well with water, because then that helps for really good fertile land for opportunities, but also fertile land for emotions. But it also does work well with fire, and this is why you've got that earth and fire, because the earth is like, if you like, it's like the wood that feeds that fire element. So where you get earth and fire combinations is really good for you, and you get that over here. No, you don't. Yes, you do. Hang on a second. I can't. There you go. Yeah, you do get it over here. Sorry, I do apologise. I had another window up of your Astroflower, and it wasn't your Astroflower. That's why. But you do have this earth and fire in this section. You have this earth and fire in this section. And on your financial side, this is where you get your earth and water, and this is where it can sometimes, through your passions and your determination, can bring a little bit of imbalance in life between your work and play. And this is where I think you need to have a little bit more control over your passions, so you allow that water to come through a little bit more within this section here, because you get a very fertile section where you're converting ideas into the future. And I think they are going to be the most important things that we're going to be looking at. Where you do have a good thing as well is this fire and air. Now that makes for really good combinations. Really, once it's worked out at the base, well, you're off and you're running. You're really pushing it. So I do want to pull a couple of cards on this section here. I want to pull a couple of cards on the section between the past and the future, and also on that crossing point, which is just above it there. So let's just bring up your cards again, and let me just see, because you do have this water and fire as well that comes in from this section here as well, and this is possibly where you now allow your emotions to give a certain direction, which then gives you that control over your wheel of fortunes. But really, as long as you allow and have consciousness on that sort of passions you have within you, you're going to get some good results. Let's just start on the relationship side. The Ten of Pentacles, we get the Wheel of Fortune. We get the Wheel of Fortune in your future. It's time to manifest your karmic path of what you wish to experience. Yeah, you do need a little bit of patience about it. You do need to understand. Look at that. She's pouring water from one cup to another. Okay? And that's been umming and ahhing over it and stuff like that. But now you're taking control over that, converting negative into positive. With the High Priestess, you get the Queen of Pentacles. This is when you put into something, you know the returns you're going to get from it. And I think once you start using that intuition, you're going to start to learn about the results you can get from that intuition. And things that seemed impossible in the past will suddenly start becoming very possible in your future. Let's see how we convert this Four of Wands to the Wheel of Fortune. As I said, it's sort of like maybe it's reconnecting with someone you haven't connected with for a long time, rebuilding bridges because you've been working so much. But how do you use these connections, these good connections you have in order to take control over the situations? You have the Emperor card. Yeah, I think you need to make the initiative here. Whatever it is. And it could be initiative to sort of say to your partner, okay, I want to start a family. Or say to your partner, let's move in together. Whatever it is, I think you need to take the initiative. And you get the Two of Pentacles. Very magical. Once you start pushing it, I think it's all going to start working for you in a really, really good way. Let's just see what the crossing point is helping you to do. The Ten of Wands, sorry. 10 of Wands. That's where you got to play with the passions. And you've got to realise, you don't want to take on too much. Don't try and do too much in one sort of sitting either, really. You've got to just be much more engaging but consistent, but do not try and sort of adapt for everybody around you. I don't think that's really going to help you. Let's just see what's going on with this sort of combination as well between these two here, because it could help and it could hinder you. You get the Devil card. Yes, I do think you have to pay attention to detail. And paying attention to detail is obviously going to distract you and take a lot of your time. But paying attention to the detail, which will put life out of balance. But as you pay attention to the detail, that's what's going to bring back the balance into your life. Because then you're going to feel a lot more secure about things like subcontracting or taking on more hours or less hours at your work. And it's going to bring you, yes, the Ten of Cups, ultimate joy out of the situation. What's this leap of faith all about? Page of Pentacles. It could be a new idea. It could be like, you've got a job and therefore you can actually start thinking about buying a property. And that could be like an investment thing. Three of Wands. Take your time, but concentrate on the here and now, I think is really important on this opportunity that's arriving for you. It's choosing what feels good for you. And that is a leap of faith. This person here is looking out wistfully to go off on a journey. And you can see that there's two boats right in the background there, right in the harbour. There's opportunities to take one or the other. And I think this is what energy is trying to do. Is trying to make you realise what is good for you. Let me see what's going on in the crossing point. You get a bit of a surprise. I think that's to do with the Knight of Cups. It's a surprise opportunity that's arriving your way. It's all to do with work. Concentrating on the finer details is going to help you out a lot more in the future. It may need a bit of work and it may cause a little bit of stress, but at the same time, I think it's going to bring you the best results. Okay, so there you go, Taurus. Thanking you very much for being here with us. Really do appreciate it. I hope you get the best out of these readings. And yes, don't forget, find your rhythm in this week here. Don't forget about the energy update or the live that we do on Sunday. That'll be at 9 o'clock UK time. I'll see you there for that. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.